Hello everybody, welcome. In this video we are going to solve another past paper, okay? Past paper of 2025 Computer Science, Edexcel IGCSE. So before we have just discussed about this text in the previous videos, okay? Read them carefully and work according to them. Then let's go directly to the question number 1, okay? Programmers use different programming constructs to create working code. A, identify the keyword used to create a selection statement, okay? So selection statement between them, that is if, okay? So simple, that is just the correct one. Computer code can contain errors. Complete the table by adding a tick to match each error description to a type error, okay? So which description belongs to which type error? The program does not produce the expected output. So that is logic error, okay? That generates an output, but that is not expected or that is not correct output. The program does not translate. So if you have gotten any kind of syntax error, your program does not translate, okay? Before that, it will just show you the errors. And the program crashes during execution. So that is runtime error, okay? So 3 is scored, secured here. The next question, a program counts the number of green and red balls stored in an array. The program outputs the number of green balls, the number of red balls, and the total number of balls. Figure 1 shows the expected output from the program. So green 25, red 15, and total 40 balls, okay? So figure 1, open Q01BII in the code editor. There are 3 errors in the code. Amend the code to correct the error and save your amended code as Q01BII finished with the correct file extension for the programming language. So before in the previous videos as well, we discussed that you will be guided that where are your data files and where you should save your finished files, okay? So for this video, I've just copied the files on the desktop. So here we have gotten our data files and here are just our Python files, okay? You will have 3 folders here. You will have to just select the Python one. So Q01BII or PY. So ball count 0, green count 0, red count 0. So we have got an array here and we have gotten a 4 ball in ball array. So count 1, if ball equals green, green count is equal to green count plus 1, okay? Else red count is equal to red count plus 1, okay? So 1, that is a problem. Then the next one, green count. Here I'm supposed to have a comma, but if I just run the program as well, we will have the syntax errors, okay? So right now, before that as well, I've just found that. If I just run it as well, my program will just tell me that, you have gotten a problem, okay? So line 15, in line 15. So this is our second mistake. And the third mistake, again, if I just run that, okay, it will just tell me that here on line 22, you have gotten just a comma, okay? So simple, that is just our 3 codes. And now if I just run this, green 25, red 15, and total 40 balls. So that's it. And just let's save our file, okay? File, save as. And we are going to save it. Let's just create a new folder here. On the exam day, you will be guided, okay? So here I'll just simply rename this as finished. And inside, I'll just save my finished files inside this, okay? So it was said to store it, write finished with capital letters. So save, okay? So that's our answer. Let's go to the next part, okay? So 3 scores cured there. Program use constants, variables, and data structures. Give 1 reason for using a constant. Okay, give 1 reason for using a constant. So constants are data containers that you cannot change the data after once you just initialize them, okay? So give 1 reason for using a constant. You can just write there to store values that should not change during execution. That can be just one of the benefits or one of the reasons you use constant, okay? Or to prevent accidental data updates, okay? So something like that you can write. So that is just one. Describe one difference between a variable and an array. So variable is a data container that can store only one data under a single name, while array is a data structure that can store multiple data under a single name. Clear? So that can be just one of the things you have there. So there is a difference between array and variable. A program is used to calculate wages for sales staff. Staff can earn 5% commission based on their age and sales. Open Q01D in the code editor. Use the code editor to answer these questions, or use the code to answer these questions. Identify the name of a user written subprogram. So let's just open the file and see what we have there. D. So here we have gotten, okay, identify the name of a user written subprogram. So here we have gotten def get wages. So name of a user written subprogram is get wages. Okay, so simple, you can just do that. Identify a logical operator used in the subprogram. Okay, so yeah, here I've got an AND, so that is a logical operator. You can just write there AND. Identify the name of a variable that holds a real number. So real number, yes, sales 0.0, that is a real number, okay, or wages here multiplied by 0.005, that is also a real number. So simply you can write wages or you can write sales. Okay, so simple, I'll write their sales. Identify the name of a parameter. Okay, parameter is a variable name or container that you just give to a function or a subprogram to just store data. So in sales or in age, you can just write any one of them. Okay, so here I'll write just in sales. Clear? So that is just our answer for this question. The next one, programs can process numerical data. Identify the method used to check input data matches set rules. Okay, so we have gotten some rules and we want to check if the input just follows those rules. Okay, so abstraction, that is hiding data and focusing on important data. Encryption, that is just changing or bringing some change to binary of data to make it unreadable. Iteration, that is just loops. And validation, so that is just validation. Okay, so the correct answer for this one is validation. Figure 2 shows a section from an employee payslip produced by a computer program. This is the next question. Okay, so pay rate this much, hours 19, so yeah, multiplied, we have gotten total pay. Okay, 20% tax, 20% of that is just calculated, that is 71.25, and the income, okay, simply deducted. Okay, the tax is deducted from the pay, and yeah, we have gotten just the income. So complete the table to give one data type shown in figure 2 and give an example value. So yeah, this is 18.75, that is real number, this is real number, this is real, and the okay, this is real. So you can just write any one of them, okay, as a float or real. Okay, you can just use them. So here I'll just write here real, and here I'll just simply write 18.75. okay, so any one of them, or you can write your integer, and that is 19. Complete the table to give an input, a process, and an output used in the program to produce the payslip. So input, what can be just input here? Yeah, a user can enter the pay rate and hours, so others will be counted by the computer. So you can write pay rate or hours, any one of them. Okay, so I'll just write their pay rates. Okay, in order to just be very precise, you have to just apply the capitalization as well. Then a process. Okay, so process, pay rates plus hours is equal to total pay, or total pay is just equal to pay rates plus hours, or just tax is equal to total pay multiplied by 0.2, or income is equal to total pay minus tax. You can just write any one of them, okay? That is a process. So simply I'll write here total pay equals, or just assign that, okay? What pay rate multiplied by hour, or hours, okay? You have to just be precise, so hours. So that is just one process there. And output, okay? Output here, yeah, this total pay can be the output, percentage can be output, and income can be output. Any one of them can be just the output. So income. That is just another 3 scores secured. Then we have gotten the next question. Numerical values can be represented in denary, binary, and hexadecimal. A program converts denary values in the range of 0 to 255 into hexadecimal. The program is tested using appropriate integer values. So it is just tested, okay? Complete the table to show an example of normal, boundary, and erroneous test data for this program. So 0 up to 255. So all the numbers between them can be a normal data. Okay, so I'll just write here 200. You can just write here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 255. Okay, boundary data. So 0 and 255, they are just on the boundary. You can just use any one of them, 0 or 255. Okay, and erroneous data, any data that should not be accepted here. For example, 256, 257. Okay, so you can just write anything there. So that will be just your 2 scores. The program uses subprograms to do the conversion. Open QO2CII in the code editor. Amend the code to complete the program to convert the user input to integers. Check the input is between 0 and 255. Call the getHex subprogram with the user input as an argument. Do not add any further functionalities and save your code as just add finished with the correct file extension. Okay, so let's just open QO2CII. Okay. So here, yeah, we have gotten just hex div and user input for now. Okay, the get hex function. So that has to be correct because nothing is said inside the question. And yeah, this is just the get hex function that receives a denary value and gives you the hex result. Okay. So first of all, complete the line to convert the user input into integer. So you know that for that we use int. Okay, int now just that does it. Complete the test to check the input is between 0 and 255. So I have to check if user input, okay, if user input is larger or equal to 0, and yeah, here I have to just write n because I want both of them to be correct at the same time. User input is smaller and equal to 255. Okay, so I just need these both to be correct. It means any number between them. So then we'll have to just call this function, okay, get hex. So we will just say get hex of, so get hex receives an input. So I'll just write there this user input. Okay, user input, if user input is correct. Clear? So if user input is correct, that will be just given to that. Okay, if the user input was not correct, then yeah, print number out of range. Let's run it if we have gotten just correct. Okay, so for example, I write 300, so number out of range, that works really nicely. Then enter another number, 245, that is F5. Let's check the boundary data as well. Okay, so that is 255. Yeah, it works. And 0. Okay, yeah, that also works. So that's it. Let's just save our program, save as, and inside finished, yeah, I'll just simply add one capital finished at the end of this. Okay, .py. Yeah, you have to be very careful about the spelling here because that might just make you lose some marks. Save. So that's 4 scores secured here. Let's just go to the next one. A youth club organizes age-specific events for its members. A program is used to find members of the correct age. The program first sorts the list of members by age. So we have to sort it, okay? And yeah, here it says a bubble sort algorithm is used to sort the list into ascending order. Okay, into ascending order. It means just going up, starting from low. The table shows a list of ages that must be sorted. Complete this table to show how the algorithm sorts the list. You may not need to use all the rows. So let's just do it one pass, okay? So in IGCSE, remember this, okay? Whenever you have to just complete things like this, in one column you have to just write one pass. It means a complete comparison between all of these things, okay? One by one you have to just compare them. Result of one complete pass has to be written here. So let's just do that, okay? So first of all, 9 and 11 compared, they are just correct. They do not need sorting. 11 and 12 do not need sorting. 12 and 19 do not need sorting, okay? The larger one is higher. Then, yeah, this both need to be changed, okay? So right now we will have 14 here and 19 here, okay? Then 19 and 18, again, just, yeah, I need to swap them. So 19 will be here and 18 will just be there, okay? 19 and 15, again, just, yeah, I need to swap. So 19 will be here and 15 will be here, okay? And 19 and 17, again, just I need to do a swap. So 17 will be here and 19 will be here. So that is a complete pass. So I'll have 9, 11, 12, 14, here I'll have 18, 15, 17, and 19. So after the first pass, 19 just got to its correct position. Okay, so that is just what we have here. Then in the next one, okay, in the next, again, we have to just start from first. So 9 and 11, they do not need any kind of sorting, all right. These both do not need any kind of sorting, just all right. 12 and 14 do not need any kind of sorting. 14 and 18 do not need any kind of sorting. 18 and 15, why not? Okay, so here it will be just 15. Okay, we will just have 15 here and 18 there. So 18 will be here. Now 18 with 17, again, just, yeah, we will just have a swap. So 18 will be here and we will just not compare the next one. Okay, so overall we will have this 9, 11, 12, 14, 15, 17, 18, and 19. So that's it, okay? This is the second pass. And again, we will start from first. So 9 and 11, okay. 11 and 12, okay. 12 and 14, okay. 14 and 15, okay. 15 and 17, okay. 17 and 18, okay. 18 and 19, okay. So we did not just have to do any kind of swap. So after the third pass, again, we will have just the same thing, okay? And in bubble sort, we knew that, yeah, we have to check till we do not have any swap in one pass. If we do not have any swap in a pass, it means our data is sorted. So here our data is sorted. Here. So you can do this on your own piece of paper, okay? Oh, very neatly. Here just I just did it like this because lack of place or just anything, okay? I hope you just understand. State the number of swaps made in the first pass. So in the first pass, 19 was here, 19 with 14 changed place, then with 18, then with 17, 15, then with 17. So 4, okay? So state the number of swaps made in the first pass. So that is 4, okay? State the least number of passes needed to complete the sort algorithm for this list. For this list, so in two passes, we just had swaps. One more pass, we will just have to check if there is just no swaps. So overall, we just need 3 passes to complete the sort algorithm here, okay? So that is just it. Next question, okay, so that is The youth club stores a list of sports equipments. The list contains over 1000 items sorted in ascending order. State and justify the most appropriate search algorithm to find an item in the list. So see here what we have, okay? The list contains over 1000 items sorted in ascending order. So it is sorted. So when the data is sorted, the best algorithm is binary search, okay? So I'll just write here binary search. And justification, simply I'll write there, as the data is sorted, we can apply binary search to it, and binary search is fast, because it halves the data range on each comparison. Okay, so that is just kind of one of the things you can. Okay, so as the data is sorted, we can apply binary search to it, and binary search is fast because it halves the data range, you know, on each comparison. So that is just kind of the answer we have there. The next question, a program is required to calculate and display the average age of numbers taking part in activity. Figure 3 shows a flowchart for the algorithm. So here we have gotten a flowchart, and let's see what does it say. Open QO3C in the code editor, write a program to implement the logic of the flowchart. Use the data given in figure 4 to test your data. So yeah, here we will have just data. You entered 5 ages and the average is 9. You entered 3, so that is just good. Okay, and do not add any further functionality and save your code as QO3C finished with the correct file extension for the programming language. So we have to just kind of put this in one side and just let's open our file. Okay, QO3C. So let's check what can we just do here. Okay, so first of all, program variables. In this program, we need to just have many things. Okay, we need to have a count. Okay, how many counts do you have? That is set to 0. Then we can have total. Okay, total is also set to 0, and that's it. Okay, age is equal to -1 right now, because yeah, if age is equal to 0, then we have to just kind of get out of the loop. So that is just initialization. Now here, first of all, is age equal to 0? So I'll just try. See here, this is a loop. So I will not use if here. I will just use while age is not equal to 0, because yeah, if the according to this program, if age is 0, then yeah, we have to just get out of this. Okay, then enter age in years. So yeah, inside this, the first thing that I'll do is age is equal to int input enter age in years. Okay, I can just have that. And now see, if age is entered here, okay, and after just the age is entered, we will just check it once again. Okay, if age is not equal to 0, okay, then I have to just add it to subtotal. Okay, so total is equal to total plus age, and also set count to count plus 1. Okay, set or count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, so we can just do something like that. Then yeah, this keeps happening. Okay, and we will just simply write be outside that. And now if when that is just wrong, what happens? We will just say see is if count is equal to equal 0. Okay, Simply that means is count equal to 0, it means no data is entered. Okay, the first number user entered was 0 and it is just not counted. So if it is counted, so yeah, here I'll just write if it equals to 0, display no age input. So print no ages input. Else, sorry, I have to just put a parenthesis there. Okay, else set average to count plus 1. So average is equal to total divided by count. That is just average. Okay, not needed, but again, if you just want, you can have the average variable here as well. Average is equal to 0. Okay, but here you can just do that. Then round average to a whole number. Okay, so round average to whole number, simply we can just use average is equal to round. Okay, the round function is just already built here, average. Okay, so this will just round it. Display count and average, and yeah, see here you entered 5 ages, the average age is 19, so something like that. Okay, print, so I'll have to write f string, yeah, you entered, here I have to just write count how many ages. Okay, ages, the average age is average. Okay, so that's it. Now let's run our program and see if it works. Run, maybe just we have, if we do not have any error. So enter, yeah, enter age in years. So I'll just write there 7. Let's just use the same data. Okay, 7, enter 8, enter 9, enter 10, enter 11, enter 0. So you entered 5 ages, the average is 9. Good. Let's run it once again. This time 16. Okay, 16, 16, 14, and 0. Okay, you entered 3 ages, the average age is 15. Good, so it is working. And just once more, directly 0. Okay, so no ages input. So that is just it. Our program is done and we can just simply save it. File, save as, and I'll just simply write here inside this, I'll write here finished, and it has to be capital, by the way, as asked inside the question. Save. So that's it. That is just our next question with 5 scores. Now Ellie is designing a 3-throw dice game to play on a computer. He uses abstraction and decomposition to help him. Figure 5 shows how Ellie uses comments to plan his code before writing it. Ellie's preferred language uses a double slash to write comments. Now they are just comments. Okay, roll dice 3 times, display numbers, number rolled, update subtotal, check for roll of 3 or 6 and increment booster, calculate end output final score. So state why this is a type of decomposition. So here I can just write there, yeah, Ellie has divided the large problem of a 3-throw, that is 3-throw, yeah, just, yeah, 3-throw dice game into some smaller problems that are easier to solve. Okay, so that is just one of the things, yeah, here you have gotten. and that is decomposition. That can be just your answer. Okay. And we can also just have Ellie decided to use a library subprogram to generate random numbers that module a dice throw. Explain why this is an example of abstraction. So see here, he uses library subprograms to generate random numbers. So how that is abstraction? What is abstraction? Abstraction is simply hiding or ignoring unnecessary detail or information to focus on more important ones. Okay, so as an answer of that, you can just write Ellie uses library subprogram which is written previously, so she doesn't have to think about the complex method of generating a random number. Instead, she focuses on the logic of the program. Okay, so that can be just your answer. Okay, Ellie uses library subprograms which is written previously, so she doesn't have to think about the complex method of generating random numbers. Instead, she focuses on the logic of the program. Okay, so that can be just your answer. Explain why this is example of abstraction. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Ellie's program has 3 requirements. A roll of the dice is a random number between 1 and 6. Good. The dice is rolled 3 times. The numbers rolled are added to a subtotal. It means just we want to know the total of the scores we just got. The final score is calculated by multiplying the subtotal by a booster value. Now, what is the booster value? The booster value starts at 1. Each time a 3 or 6 is rolled, the booster value is incremented by 1. The game outputs the value of each roll in the final state. So every time just a new number is rolled, the game will output that, and just at the end it will just simply give us the final score. And another thing, okay, read the question very carefully, understand it, then it will be easy. Okay, now figure 6 shows a trace table for an execution of the program. So see, rolled, that is 3. So the first time, okay, 3 is rolled, so subtotal was 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. So booster 3 rolled, so incremented to 2. Booster was 1, then now because we have a 3, it is incremented to 2 plus 1. After that, rolled 2. So inside subtotal we have 3. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. And neither 3 or nor 6 rolled. So the booster does not change here. Then the next time rolled 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. So 6 rolled. So incremented to 3. Okay. So because of the 6, booster is incremented to 3. Then the final score is 33. How is it just counted? Subtotal is just 11. Booster is 3. So 11 multiplied by 3 is 33. That is how just your program is supposed to work. Okay. Open Q04C in the code editor. Write the code to create this program. You must use the layout variables and constants given in Q04C. Do not add any further functionality and save your code as Q04C finished with the correct file extension for the programming language. So let's just do that. Okay, Q04C. So here we have gotten that. Okay, import random. So random is already imported. We had just studied about this. Sides, we have gotten 6 sides. In throws, we have gotten 3. Okay, so 3 throws. So they are constants. Complete the lines to initialize the variable. So roll can be just 0 for now. Subtotal has to be just 0 at first. Booster has to start at 1. Okay, because multiplied by 0, that will be just a kind of 0. And final score for now, that is 0. So roll dice 3 times. So here I have to just use 4, okay? 4 roll in range of 3, okay? So 3 times it has to just happen. Now roll it, okay? So that is roll. Oh, sorry, we have gotten one roll here. So here I should just have I, okay? So roll equals random. We had studied this, okay? Inside random int, okay? Random int creates, okay? Now just let's have the random int just takes 2 numbers, okay, between 1 and 6, and both of them are just included. So that simply generates a number between 1 and 6. Display the number rolled, okay? So here I'll just say print. So from there, rolled, okay? Rolled comma roll, okay? So that is just simply how I print the roll or display the number rolled. Then update subtotal. Here I have just update the subtotal. Subtotal is equal to subtotal equals subtotal plus roll, okay? So that is just added there. Then check for roll of 3 and 6, and if so, here I have just say if roll equals 3 or roll equals 6. Now in this question is not needed, but again it's just a good practice to just encapsulate your conditions inside what? Inside parentheses, okay? So if any of them is true, then subtotal, sorry, the booster has to increment it with 1, okay? Booster plus 1. And calculate and output the final score, okay? So final score equals subtotal multiplied by a booster, okay? And output score, so that will be print score comma final score. Clear? So that is just our program that we have just written. Let's just run it to see if it works correctly. So yeah, here we have gotten just a problem. Yeah, that is rend int. Yeah, here just we have gotten some problem. Okay, rend int. Okay. So roll 6, roll 4, roll 4. Okay. Yeah, and that is score is 28. Once again, for example, yeah, roll 2, 3, 3. 2 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, 3 will be 6. 6 plus 2 will be 8. So subtotal will be 8, and because 2 times we have gotten 3, the booster has to be 3. So 8 times 3 will be 24. So our program works very well, and now we will just simply save it. Okay, save it wherever just you are guided to save. Okay, so here finished. Save. So that is another 8 scores secured. Next question. Martha is a computer science student and is learning to code. Figure 7 shows an algorithm in pseudocode written by Martha. So set first to 0, second to 0, set answer to 0, set user answer to 0, set score to 1. Repeat 10 times. So this happens 10 times. Set score to 0, set first to random 99. So you have to just select a random number between 1 and 99 or 0 and 99. Set score to random 99. Good. So 2 numbers. Set answer to first plus second. So computer calculates the addition of them both. Send first plus second equals to display, and receive user answer from keyboard, which is just integer. So here you will just ask the user what is first number added to the second number, okay, equal to. And if user answer is equal to answer, if just user's answer was correct, then set score to score plus 1, end if, and end repeat send score to display. So that is kind of that. There is a logic error in line 8 of the pseudocode. Explain the problem this error will cause. So line 8, so score, see, every time the user's answer is correct, we want to just count it, how many just correct answers will just the user give. Then every time inside the loop, we are just setting it back to 0. So it will be 1, again it will be 0. If it's correct, again it will be 1, again it will be 0. So every time it will just be 0. So that is the problem, okay? So here explain the problem this error will cause. So the problem is, okay, this problem will result in the score setting back to 0 on each iteration, okay, on each iteration. As a result, the score will never be more than 1. So that is just kind of the problem, okay. Describe the purpose of the algorithm shown in figure 7, assuming the error has been corrected. So here, what is just the purpose of that? This algorithm checks the user's ability to perform addition. It generates two random numbers and adds them together, then asks the user to add them. After each correct answer by the user, the score will be, or the score is incremented by 1. This happens for 10 times for 10 questions, and the number of correct user answers will be shown as a score, okay. So that is just simply explanation of what does this program do. Next question. Martha is writing a program to calculate grades. Each student takes 3 tests. Each test has a maximum score of 50. Scores are stored in a 2-dimensional array called TBL scores. The lowest of the 3 scores is ignored. So the lowest of the 3 scores is ignored, and the other 2 are added to get a total out of 100. Grades are based on the table in figure 8. If total is just 80 or more, distinction. 65 up to 79, merit. And 50 up to 64, pass, and less than that, just fail, okay. So each student's total and grade are saved to a text file. So in this question we have to work with files, okay. For example, the first student scores 45, 42, and 43. The lowest score 42 is ignored, so ignore that. The total is 83. 45 plus 43 will be 88, and the grade is distinction, so 88, just distinction. Good. Let's see what, okay, figure 9 shows part of the text file, so we have to just store it like this. So the program must calculate the total and grade for each student, write total and grade to a new line in the grades text, and display a message to say the grade file has been created. Open Q05B in the code editor, write the program. You must use the array given in Q05B. So there is just an array, okay. Do not add any further functionality and just store that. So Q05B, let's just open that file and see what is inside that. Q05B. So in Q05B, we have gotten just the table of scores, and for each one of them, we have to just calculate the grade based on the conditions just told here, then store it inside a variable. Okay, so now that we have that, okay, first of all, yeah, we have to just create our file. Okay, so file is equal to open. So which file do we have to just open? Okay, there, what was the name of that? Grades.txt. okay, then yeah, that's it. And in which mode do we want to just open that? W. Okay, I want to just open it in W. That is just the file we want to just work that. And W, if the file does not exist, it will create it. Okay, so we won't have any kind of problem. Then I'll just go here, TBL, okay, 4, okay, 4 scores in TBL underscore scores. Okay, so inside this, each time one of these will be just stored inside scores. So now what do I have to do? I have to just find the smallest one of them to just ignore it or just not add that in the calculation. Okay, or I can just simply do another thing. I can use the libraries. Okay, so whichever you use, both will be correct. Okay, first I'll write code for one of them, then I'll just use the easier way to use the libraries. Okay, so first of all, let's find the smallest one of them. Okay, so how can we find the smallest one? So I'll just write there small or smallest, okay, or just minimum, anything, okay, or lowest. Okay, I can just lowest. Which one is just the lowest? Lowest is equal to score index 0. So just let's store that first there. Okay, so if lowest or if scores index 1 is smaller than lowest, then what? Lowest has to change. Okay, lowest is equal to scores index 1. Okay, and the same thing just I'll do here. If score 2, okay, scores 2, sorry, if scores 2 is smaller than lowest, then lowest has to change to scores index 2. Okay, so till now, yeah, here every time one of them will be stored inside scores, this one and the next and this one, the next and this one, we are just finding the smallest one of them. Okay, so that is how you find the smallest. Now we have to just add them all together and remove or subtract smallest from that. Okay, so that will be just score equals 0 and for n in or for s in scores. Okay, and this is scores, we'll just go there and one by one we'll just add them together. Score is equal to score plus s. Okay, so we have gotten that one. When we just get out of this loop, we will just have the sum of the 3 of them. Then we will have to just write score is equal to score minus lowest. So that is just one way to do this. Okay, I'll just remove it. You may just pause your video and just study this. Okay, it's very good for you to just understand how it works. Okay, now I'll just use the libraries. I'll just remove this. You can just do this. Lowest is equal to score or min scores. That is just a pre-built function that takes a list as input and just returns the smallest number of that. So inside lowest, every time we'll have the smallest one of them. And score is equal to sum of scores. This is just another built-in function that takes one list and calculates all the numbers inside that minus lowest. I'll just remove lowest from that. Okay, so that is just what we do. We just ignored the lowest one and added the 2 others together. Okay, now what we have to do after that? Okay, after that we have to write the grades, okay, according to the given table. So I'll just write there, if score is larger and equal to 80, then what file dot write, okay, what should we write there? If, first of all, I have to just add score there, then a space, then I have to just write there distinction, okay, and \n to just go to the next line, okay. That is it, okay. Let me just copy this, because this we are kind of repeating the same thing. Only here you will have elif, okay. Elif score is just larger or equal than 65, okay, 65. Instead of distinction, we will just write there merit, okay. Then again, Control C, Control V, okay. Then instead of merit, this time here I'll just have 50, okay, as mentioned here. And instead of merit, just pass. And in the last one, we won't have just else, okay, just else file dot write. What do we have there? Again, if score, then fell, okay, and \n for the new line characters. Clear? So we have gotten that. Now after this is done for each one of them, we have just gotten that one. Do not forget to close the file. So file dot close, okay, and after that, yeah, we have to just write a message that the grades file has been created, okay. So print the grades file has been created, okay. So that's it. Let's just run it to see if we have just any kind of problem. So run. So here, as you can see, the grades file has been created. Let's just open our folder to see if we have gotten, yeah. So here we have gotten grades.txt, and yeah, 88 distinction, 77 merit. So we have just gotten our file correctly. And now just simply store this number, okay? Store this file or save this file. Save as inside any folder that you are just directed to store your table. So we'll have just finished, okay? And that is here we'll just simply save. So that is 8 more marks that we secured. Okay, going to the next question. Environmental scientists monitor the annual average temperature of major cities around the world. City names and their annual average temperature are stored in 2 arrays. Table TBL underscore city stores the city names. TBL underscore temp stores the annual average temperature for each city in either Celsius or Fahrenheit. A temperature of 25 degrees Celsius is stored as C25, and a temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit is stored as F80. So C or F before them. Scientists want a program that will enable them to update temperature data already stored. For example, a city is there and you want to just update the temperature of that, okay? Calculate the overall average annual temperature of all cities. So all cities temperatures should just kind of be added together and divided to the number, okay? View all data in a table as shown in figure this. So we have to just give something like this as output, okay? City, Celsius, Fahrenheit, the name of the cities in Celsius, in Fahrenheit. Now in computer we have stored one of them. So whatever we have, if we have C, we have to calculate Fahrenheit. If we have Fahrenheit, we have to calculate Celsius, okay? And overall average of just this and average of the other one. So we have to just output our program like that. The program must allow a scientist to input the name of a city and its temperature in either Celsius or Fahrenheit. If the city is in the array, its temperature is updated. If the city is not in the array, an appropriate error message is given. For example, city not in the list. Display a table with a header row and a dividing line. Okay, so here see that is just the header row and a dividing line. Then each city and its annual average temperature in both Celsius and Fahrenheit, as we have here. Then the overall average annual temperature of all cities in both Celsius and Fahrenheit shown as a whole number. Now that is well as a whole number, okay? So we have to just kind of do that. Then the formulas are given to us, okay? The formula to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit and the formula to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Open the file in the code editor. Write the code to produce this program with the intended output. Include at least one subprogram. So we have to have one subprogram. And your program should function correctly even if the number of cities represented in the data is changed. So we cannot hard code any length or things like that, okay? So we have to. So use techniques to make your code easy to read. Comments or things we have to just add, okay? Save your embedded code as QO2 finished with the correct file extension for the programming language. So we have to do that. Let's just open this QO6 and see what do we have there. So here, as you can see, we have some great things here, okay? We have gotten the table city and table temps, F, C, F, Fahrenheit, things like that. So write subprogram or subprograms below this line and write your code below this line. So just let's see, okay, let's just start with our main program. What things do we have to do? Then one by one we'll just do that, okay? So just let's have them side by side. So first of all, here the program must allow a scientist to input a name of a city and its temperature in either Celsius or Fahrenheit. So first of all, we will just simply get our target city, which city they want to just kind of change, okay? Target city equals how can we just take that, okay? So simple input enter the name of your target city, or just enter the name of the city, okay? That is just a prompt. It can be just anything. So now we have to check if it is inside the table, okay? So if target underscore city is in the, okay, TBL underscore city, okay? So if it is there, so we want to have just the index, okay? So index is equal to TBL underscore city dot index of what? Index of the target city, okay? Target city. So this line will give us the index of that city, and according to that, so what we can do, we can just simply change the that inside this TBL temps, okay? TBL underscore temps is equal to temps index is equal to sorry, here before that, yeah, I have to just take the input, okay? For example, temp is equal to input enter the temp, and yeah, you can just see that E dot C23 or F, for example, 53. So that is just a guide that we are just giving them. So that input, so I want to just simply put that inside the temp. Okay, so I found the index of the city, and just index in this one is also related to that, so I just simply change that. Okay, so that is how we just simply change. Yeah, if else, if it is not, okay, if it is not there, so appropriate error message. Okay, here just it says we have to just show appropriate error message. So I'll just write here print the city name is not present in the list. That's it. Okay, so that is the first part. And the second part here, display a table with, okay, a table with a header row in. Now we just change that. Let's just display that. Okay, we want to just kind of output a header row and a dividing line. So look at the table here. We have to do something like this. So print, first of all, I just need to do that. Okay, print if, I'll just write there city cut this part. So if, yeah, then here inside that again, this I can have city. See here, I have just double quotation inside. If I just want to use this, I have to just use single quotation there. Okay, city, then that is just a string. Okay, and align to the left, and the column width should be 15. Okay, so 15, and that's it. Okay, so we want to just do that, then comma, or just directly. Okay, nothing else. Then again we have to just open the other one, then again Celsius. Okay, Celsius, then again I have to just do that 12, and again the last one. Okay, Fahrenheit. And now closing the double quotation. Okay, so I can just have that. So this is it. This is just that line. Print the line. Okay, separator line. Okay, so here I can just write something like this, or multiplied by, for example, 15 plus 12, that will be just 27, 30, 32. Okay, 30, let's just write there 38. Okay, so that's it. So that will be that one. Now we have to just, on each line, we have to just display other things. So what do we have to do for each one of them? First of all, I have to have the total cell. Okay, so I'll just write there total, because I need to just count this average, so I need the total. Okay, total Celsius is equal to 0, and total underscore Fahrenheit is also equal to 0 for now. Okay, so for now that is just 0. Then yeah, going to each one of them for I in range of len of what? Len of this TBL city, TBL underscore city. Okay, so to the length of that we'll just go each time, and what we want to do. Okay, that is just kind of the thing. One of the things that here we want to do here is we want to change this. So here I will just use a subprogram for that. Here I'll just simply call, okay, so I'll say Celsius, okay, or Celsius comma Fahrenheit is equal to temp convert, okay, or convert temp, just that is name of a variable, okay. And here I'll just give tbl underscore temp of index I, okay, as input. So I'm just calling this function and I'm just giving this. So I have to, this has to return two values. The first one will be just stored in cell, the second one will be stored in temp. So let me just create that file here, okay. And what it will receive one of these. So let me just define that def temp convert, okay, temp convert, and inside that we'll just say temperature, okay, or temp. So we have gotten something like that. Now just think about this. Inside this we have this, it can be a C, it can be just F, okay. So first of all I have to just take the first letter of that temp, okay. So F or unit is equal to, or measurement unit is equal to temp index 0, okay. So index 0 of that is temp. Clear? So we have gotten that one here, and here as well. Just for example I'll write here cell is equal to just one of them, okay. If unit equals F, so that is just our if, yeah. If our unit already is in F, so what we have to do here, I'll just for example write there, yeah, again cell is equal to 0 and for example or equal to empty, okay, and Fahrenheit is also equal to empty. So here if that is Fahrenheit, so it means our Fahrenheit is equal to just kind of this, the same temp, okay. Temp, let's slice that, okay. Start from 1, we will just not have the first one, then yeah we'll just have the rest till the end, okay. So from first till the end we'll just have that. So that is just our Fahrenheit, and we will have to just kind of calculate the cell, okay. That can be just changed to int. So we have that. Now from this Fahrenheit I want to calculate the cell, okay. The cell formula is just given to us here, okay. Yeah, if you want to just see, okay, our cell is equal to Fahrenheit, that is FAHR, okay. You can just write C or F instead of this, okay. I have just written complete Fahrenheit minus 32 divided by 1.8, okay. So that is just how I just simply do that. Then elif, okay, or else, we can just write there else because we have got an overall F or C. So in that case our cell will be, okay, cell is equal to int of temp whatever that is, okay, slice it from 1 up to the end, okay. So we'll just get there. So that will be done. Then Fahrenheit, okay, we will have to just calculate our Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit is equal to cell multiplied by, okay, cell multiplied by 1.8 plus 32, okay. So we just did that. As a result we have just gotten both of them. Then now return cell comma Fahrenheit, okay. So that will be just returned, and yeah, here it will be just stored inside cell and Fahrenheit. Okay, and after this I have to just print that. So printing that, I will just write the same thing. Okay, so print Fahrenheit. Okay, print F, and inside that again we will just write, I'll just write there tbl underscore cities. Okay, that is city. Okay, tbl underscore city. Then again, yeah, 15. That is just name of that. Then after that, Celsius, we'll just this cell. Okay, cell, then 12, and we will just have the variable Fahrenheit. Okay, Fahrenheit. So nothing there. Okay, so that is just simply how we print that. So this will be just given that, and every time, yeah, now that we have just printed that total. Okay, so total underscore Celsius is equal to total underscore Celsius plus cell. Okay, and total underscore Fahrenheit, this variable. Okay, Fahrenheit is equal to total. You can just copy paste them as well. Okay, so total dot Fahrenheit plus FAHR. Okay, so we will print them and we will just add them to the total. Okay, now that we are just outside the loop, we will have to just count this things. Okay, so first of all, I'll just count here, or directly I can just print there. Okay, print, but yeah, we have to just whole number. Okay, so the overall average annual temperature for the cities in both Celsius and Fahrenheit shown as whole numbers. Okay, so we have to just round them. Okay, we have to round them. So print, again I'll just write their overall average, even I can just use that one. Okay, overall average 15, and after that, yeah, we have to just kind of call, I have to write an F here at the first. Okay, then I have to just write there total Celsius, total underscore Celsius divided by what? Divided by length of that. Okay, length of TBL underscore city. Okay, so what is length of that? Whatever length of that is, just we'll have it here. That is, we'll just 12, and the last one, yeah, that will be just simply our Fahrenheit. Okay, so I can, let me just copy the same thing from here, Control C, and instead of total Celsius, total Fahrenheit. Okay, total Fahrenheit divided by the city. Okay, and we'll just simply have that in. So let's just make it larger. What is just missing there? So yeah, I opened this. This is open, closed. That is also opened and closed. Open, close, and open. What is just missing here? Okay. here this is missing. So that's it. Okay, let's just run it and see what happens here. Okay, to see if we have any problem. So enter name of your city. So for example, I'll just enter any city, Muscat. Okay, yeah, so here for example I'll write F65. Okay, and here we have just gotten the error. Okay, so in which line 49, TBL temp is not defined. Okay, in line 49, TBL temp is just temps. That is just kind of that. Okay, TBL temps. So let me just run it once again. Again, Muscat, for example, and F53. Again, line 49. TBL temps is not. What do you mean by this? TBL underscore temps. Muscat, and here as well what we have FD. So F table isn't passed to list dot format. So that is line number 50, line number 51. So what is it? F TBL city. Of I, index I. Okay, then cell Fahrenheit is just gone. So again, Muscat and F. So, and for total Fahrenheit is not defined. Okay, so Control C. Muscat and FD. So that's it. Okay, and yeah, what is the problem here? We have not just changed them to complete scores. Okay, so we have to just kind of change them to int. 39.444. Okay, $28. So here one of the things that we can just do, I can just simply take this, Control exit from here, inside this just write average. Okay, cell average is equal to that one, and here I'll just write here cell average okay, and here as well just I'll just copy all of this, Control X, pair, just call average is equal to that, And here I will just write what? Here I'll write fair underscore average, okay, to just be able to do that. So here, yeah, I can just round this one as well, round, and okay, here as well, round and round. So that's it, okay. Again, if I just run that, I should just have something like that. Control S, for example, Muscat, and I should just enter there something like 87. So yeah, we have gotten that one, okay. Average, overall average. And only under this, yeah, I can just have another line, okay. So after this 4 is finished, okay, here I can just write another copy of this line. So file, save as, and inside this add finished here, okay. Finished. So save. So that's our overall our program, okay. You should, that is just our sub program, and here we have gotten this, okay. Now another thing that, yeah, the program had, the question had told us, write or use techniques to make your code readable, okay, so more readable. So I can just add comments there. So write subprograms below. So here, for example, yeah, you can just write the comment if this is in the right, publish the success, and also here for the instruction. If it is in success, publish the right. So that documents here you just add filter book success and the right. Here you see check if the city is present in the list. Okay, then publish the temperature of the city. You just use here if the city is not present, show this message. If it's over on cities and calculate and print the temperatures. So that changes calculate the total for both units. Okay, and here you just calculate the average and round them to be 4 number. Okay, so you can start this one, okay, show for today is very overall average. Okay, so you can just do those things because it was asked inside the questions, okay, and as you have saved it, saved. Okay, before just going or just ending the video, let me just give you a tip, okay. Whenever you are working with these files, the first thing that you do when you just open your file, save it with the same name that the question has told you, okay, because then you will be just working on the main file, you will be working on the copy of the file, okay, and the main file will be just saved. Sometimes the questions just tell you, or just in IGCSE you have to not bring any kind of changes to the main files, okay, or main sample data. You have to just work on the next one. So that is very important, okay? And continuing that, okay, so that's it. We just finished another past paper as well. Wish you all the best. If there was any kind of question or anything, you can ask me. The codes that I have written, you can just pause on the video on any point that you want, and you can just simply study that and analyze the code. Wish you all the best. See you next time. Good luck and goodbye. Do not forget to like and subscribe our channel.